Afternoon, I'm Dave Canterbury at the Pathfinder School. Back to do another Stump Top review of Self-Reliance Illustrated. This is issue number 3 that is in mail now to the subscription people. I just thought that every time we put one of these out, I wanted to do a Stump Top review so that people who are not subscribed to this magazine or maybe are unfamiliar with this magazine can actually see the contents of an issue before they decide they're going to buy a single issue or buy a subscription. You can go to any of our websites to buy a subscription or single issue of this magazine. You can go to www.selfrelianceillustrated.com, or you can go to www.thepathfinderschoolllc.com to pick up single issues, back issues, or a subscription to this magazine. So stand by, we're going to look through this issue of Self-Reliance Illustrated. Okay, here's the cover of issue number 3 of Self-Reliance Illustrated. As you can see, there is a nice picture of a child and her father on here starting primitive fire. Pretty much symbolizes what this magazine's all about, passing on the tribal knowledge and passing it on to our youth as well. Inside this magazine this month, there are lots of good informational articles. Here's an article by myself, What's in My Pack. This is part 2, the next 5. This is something that we're going to be doing a video on today as well, on this article, to publish on YouTube. And the last article was on the first 5 items that are in my pack, which again, we already shot a YouTube video on as well. And you can see that's a full color article. There are a few ads in here as well. Less than 30% of this magazine is ads. Here's an article by Rob Simpson on why I went hammock, talking about why he went to a hammock versus ground camping and things of that nature. It's got some really good pictures and some really good information in it that Rob Simpson from Canteen Shop has put together. We've got an article on Firewood Basics by James Kane. Again, he is a Pathfinder Advanced class graduate, talking about different types of firewood and how to collect it, what types of wood are good, what types of wood are better than others for making fires. A new thing that's in the magazine this month is what's called a Pathfinder trip tip. We have some artwork in here by John Horton, and it's just a small tip in every magazine that includes a little caricature cartoon. This one is on starting fire with a magnifying glass lens. Finding Dry Tinder is the next article in here by Zeb Allison. Again, a very good informative article on the different types of tinder that you can use to start an ember or help you start your fire. Then we have a review in here of the Frontier Pro water filter by L.T. Wright, one of the owners of the magazine and also one of the co-owners of Blind Horse Knives magazine, giving you an in-depth look at a product that's pretty common on the market, very common man price, that will filter 50 gallons of water for you in an emergency situation. And you can see they've taken that thing through a full test, and there's color photographs to go with that. Trauma Kits for the Woods by Tim Stetzer, one of the writers for woodsmonkey.com. A very good article about commercial off-the-shelf trauma kits. Non-seasonal wild edibles. This is another article by a Pathfinder instructor, Dave Mitchell, who is our Northeast Site Coordinator and one of the instructors at the Pathfinder School in Ohio as well, talking about pine as a non-seasonable wild edible. Some very good pictures and very good information in here about all the wild edible areas of a pine tree. We have an article in here about the Tea Tree Caldera by Cody Burwell. Another very good article on a simple stove system set up for the common man. Then we have an article in here about the Canteen Shop's grill top stove stand. This is a impartial product review by woodsmonkey.com. Brian Andrews wrote this article, and it is a review of the new Canteen Cup stove that was developed by Rob Simpson at canteenshop.com. A very good product. I would encourage you to read this review. It talks about all the ins and outs of the grill top stove stand that was created by him for the U.S. military canteen and cup. Canteen Cook System Modifications by Gert Groban. This talks about how to modify a canteen and canteen set for cooking and traveling in the woods. Another very good innovative article, common man way to store and use your equipment. Got some very good mod pictures in it of things that he's done with the canteen cup and the canteen stove, as well as the canteen itself. Alcohol stoves, cheap and easy. Article by Joel Jessup talks about how to make easy alcohol stoves out of common material that you might throw away every day or that you might find in the trash to make an alcohol stove for your kit. We have an article in here by Joe Flowers from Condor Knife and Tool. The Easy L7, which is a fish trap set up on a peg type trap system. Another very good article. Shows how it's used and actually shows fish that have been caught with this trap. Scratch and Win by Reverend Joe Clausen. Another very good in-depth article that is absolutely worth reading. Jungle Boots Get a Makeover by Barry Bright. This is a review of a new jungle boot. Again, another very good article, impartial review of a new product on the market. Discovering Your Outdoor Space by Craig Cole. This would help anyone who is a Pathfinder student in Phase 1 to find their personal space and understand how to find a personal space and utilize that personal space. And this is a very good article that's worth reading about how he utilizes his personal space in the woods. Bushcraft on the Go by Mark Halley, another advanced class graduate student of the Pathfinder system, talks about bushcraft on the go with his youth, and that's what this magazine is really geared toward, is helping us to pass on that tribal knowledge and how we do that with our youth. And this magazine is about how to do that on the fly during everyday walks through the park and things of that nature. The Common Man's Haversack by Kent Seal. Again, this magazine's set up for the common man to show what you can do on the cheap if you need to. And Ken Seal does a very good job here of showing how to make a haversack with materials that he's either purchased or found on the cheap. With his sewing machine, he gives a step-by-step process of how to make that haversack. A one-person survival kit, the OPK, article by Mike Lashock, very good article. Another product review type article, impartial again, by someone who uses this product and has used it in their kit, talking about the ins and outs and how they like that product. What's in a Book by Charles Sargent Speakman. This is a very good article that shows the ins and outs of different survival books that are out there now, what you should look for when you buy a survival book, and what to expect out of the books that you buy, whether they be civilian geared books or whether they be more written toward the military genre. Ask Paige, monthly article by Paige McMahon, where people ask her questions and she answers them. It is a monthly feature in our magazine. Pathfinder Youth Organization, another monthly feature of the magazine. This one's by Bill Sigler, one of our board members in the Pathfinder Youth Organization, that talks about how much good we can do by passing on this tribal knowledge to our youth. And then we have a knot article by Scott Wickham in here, talking about the bowline knot, with step-by-step instructions using orange paracord, so it's very visual, so that you can see how to tie that knot and what the uses are of that knot. What's New at Blind Horse Knives, another monthly feature where Blind Horse Knives talks about what's new in their shop, what they've got going on, what research they're doing, and what new products they're trying to come out with. So this is a 98-page magazine. This one is shipping now to subscribers. We have plenty of these in stock where you can order single issues if you'd like. Back issues are also available, as well as bundle prices for back issues plus subscriptions at www.thepathfinderschoolllc.com. And again, I'm Dave Canterbury from the Pathfinder School. We appreciate your support and we thank you for your views.